Um, Good morning, vice principals, teachers, and fellows. And my name's Justin Chau, and I'm now studying in CUHK. It is my privilege to stand here today to give a sharing to all of you. And to begin with, I want to tell you how I study. So when you look at this list, before study period means my daily school days, the years before the examinations. And you can see notes during lessons, pay attention in class, do homework yourself, and like daily revisions. These are very typical and ordinary. These are like the basics, but I really think these are the important parts that can help me to succeed. And because the basics can build up our foundations, and a good foundations is important for us to learn quickly and effectively, even for those advanced knowledge that we will face in higher years. Some tips for revision. And in my notes or textbooks, I highlight the important points, the key concepts, and maybe sometimes I make mind maps to link different ideas together so that I can understand the relationship and I can revise quickly when I know the relationship between topics. And sometimes I make small conclusion, and that sums up my mind, and it's clearer for me to understand what I learned. Another thing is I like to look at my tests and quiz and look at my mistakes that I made. And this is important because it can prevent me from making the same mistake again, and that's how you improve. So it's not a mistake to make a mistake, but it's a mistake to repeat your mistake. Also, I think to revise an ideal environment is neat, and it can be a quiet place that will feel distraction, and it can be your home, your school, library, or any place you think you can work seriously and effectively. Besides that, I think we need to balance our work and rest. I am a person that loves sleeping, and resting is definitely important to me, and because I cannot really study if I don't have a clear mind, and I think it is important to study qualitatively, and with high quality of studying, you can learn much faster. And for quantity, it's less important than the quality for me, because you can spend hours studying the same chapter if you are not in a good condition, but eventually you may not learn anything at all. Another thing is ask questions. Ask when you do not understand, and when you need clarification, just ask your teacher and ask your classmates. Because when you don't get one idea, it is hard for you to go on to another. And as many of the ideas and topics are interrelated, you need to understand the foundations of each subjects or topics before you can learn the advanced knowledge. Another thing is teaching, and I'm talking to those with the ability to help your classmates and teach them. If you have the chance to teach your classmates, if they approach you, please grab hold of the chance and help them. This is not only to help your classmates, but yourself. Teaching by this learning pyramid is actually a very good way to revise. And you can see 90% of the information is retained when you teach others. So this is a double win situation, and don't refuse if you have time, just teach your classmate. And during the study period, for the Form 6 one, you may want to know more about this. Actually, it's not much different. You can see exercise, past papers, revision timetable. This is important because in the study period, you will have much time and you need to plan in order to use your time effectively. And for the exam paper and the exam skills, you will need to find out how to answer different question types. And there's a specific pattern for specific question types. So you need to try to find them out so you can answer question effectively and easily. So after talking about me, now is the main point. How should you study? Which is, I don't know. And this is probably your reaction, but I mean it. I really do not know how should you study, but you need to find a way that suits you the best. Maybe you will say it's quite late for you to find it out now, but still, you should know a direction, whether you learn better by reading, by listening, by writing, by drawing mind maps. You know the direction, and you should try more to find out a best way for you to study. And you will know how to find out if that method is good when it gives you a long-term memory, and the cost effectiveness, when the time cost is low for you to get the same result, is a good method. So if you still remember Charles and Anson, who came last year and 2 years ago, who gave us the A, B, C, D, E, F of success, and this year I'm going to give you the GHI of success. And firstly, for G. G stands for give it your best shot. You may say it's not a noun, it's more than one word, I failed, but it's serious. This is what I really want to tell you. There could be other nouns, other words that I can use that start with G, but give it your best shot is what really I want to let you know. To do something as well as you possibly can, although you're not sure whether you can succeed. There's about 2 points that it's good if you try your best. The first thing is, if you have tried your best, usually your result will be better. And the second thing is about your attitude. Attitude is something I value a lot because to me, I think ability is somehow related to your talents, to your gift, and somehow you cannot really change that, even how hard you work. But your attitude is what really shows your quality. And with a good attitude, when you have tried your best, you have fulfilled your responsibility, and that is a success already. And for those who think that they do not have the talents for exams, I still hope you to try your best in this DSE examinations, because it brings you to the university, which you may have more choices to choose what you really want to do. It can be anything, like music, like sports, arts. Just try your best now and go to the university to have another choice. The winners are those who tried their best. For this picture, I want to tell you is, do not compare to others before you compare to yourself. You should compare how is your result to last time. And you should beat yourself instead of beating others. Improvement is more important than winning others. So now we go to H. H stands for, oh, I don't mean this, health. So this is a biology crossover liberal study lesson. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being by the WHO. So I'm now going to talk about them separately. Physical health, obviously, you can't really do anything without physical health. And have enough rest, that is important. I usually get 7 hours of sleep, and because I love sleeping, and I would avoid burning midnight oil, and I would suggest you to wake up earlier than burning your midnight oil, because usually studying is better in the morning. Just make sure that you rest enough and have a good physical condition. Another thing is mental health. Mental health, of course, is about your stress. And I have seen some people who are too stressed that really have some psychological problems. So remember to have your stress relief. It can be music, sports, or television, anything you like. And a tips for DSE, do not check the answer of your examination. Because firstly, the answer from the internet may not be right. And secondly, when you know you're wrong, which you might not be wrong, you will feel really upset and stressed. So that's not worth it. And ask for help when you're in need. When you really feel that you need some help, you cannot handle your stress yourself, you need to talk to people, talk to your family or friends, and they can help you, they can give support to you and let you know you're not alone and they're with you in this hard time, in this challenge. Social health is about interacting with people, talking to them. Do not just stay in your room for the whole day, especially when during your study period, you need to talk to some people, or you will get locked up in your room and go crazy. And enjoy your time with family. And forming study group is actually a good idea because firstly, it can allow you to share past papers with your friends and discuss difficult exam questions. And also they can give you support when you're in need. You can help each other. You will know somebody is facing the same thing with you and experiencing the same thing with you, and you will feel less isolated. So lastly, it's I. I for introspection, which means the examination of one's own conscious thoughts and feelings, which is similar to reflection on your own. And I love talking to myself. I love asking myself questions like, am I too boring? Is my speech too bad? And are you sleeping? And I would find out my strength and my weakness through talking to myself. And this is how you improve. This is how you know your condition, and you will learn much from talking to yourself. These are a few questions that I ask myself during my study period, like, have I followed my schedule? How's my progress? Am I mentally stable? And that is actually quite important, as you can know by asking yourself, talking to yourself, to find out whether you really need some help from the others. So, this is my GHI of Success. Give it your best shot, health, and introspection. Lastly, a quote is, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So it's not late to get started, but you should have get started. And you can start to prepare more for your DSE examinations, and wish you all a good luck. And because luck is very important in whatever you're doing. So this is the end. Thank you.